Um, Hi, I guess this is a voice reveal, but, today I am going to try out 4Arcane's new pucrew, and it's really cool. And I made my own OCs to adapt to their world, aka the Canine Kingdom, and I just kind of wanted to show you guys all about it and explain kind of, I guess, their lore. I had to rewatch the lore explanation videos to do this, but I'm hoping you guys like this, and I hope that 4Arcane does too, and maybe even watches it. Okay, so firstly, I don't know if you could see it, but I completely randomized for one wolf, and for this next wolf that I'm currently choosing, well, it's not randomized, and I plan to somehow intertwine their lore. Yeah. Okay, so first is the wolf Lilac. I imagine them to be probably part of the Moon Eyes pack. Probably lost her family in a battle sometime and kind of was just chilling, but the elders tend to be sterner about younger wolves and in the Moon Eyes packs, and I imagine that maybe she didn't agree with some of these things and was almost kicked out, but also kind of left. But before this, she had met a wolf. She didn't know where this wolf came from, but she liked the wolf, whose name was Sunny. And after she had kind of gotten kicked out, she tried to almost follow this wolf, but she didn't know exactly where she was, so she was kind of wandering for a bit. A wolf of water blood, and enjoyed the freedom of not having to follow the orders of wanted to join the pack wolves. But initially, Sunny said, "No, you should not join the pack. I don't know what you're talking about. It's like super hard, and you're not going to be able to do it." And yeah, and Lilac didn't like that answer, and so despite her not having that much experience, her energetic and enthusiastic personality was able to get her through stuff. And I imagine that, I don't know, this probably isn't a real part of lore because this is totally up to 4Arcane, but I imagine that for you to get into the water blood clan, almost, I don't know, packs, kingdom, I don't know the word, to get into that group and be able to worship water blood, I imagine you would probably have to kill a crow or raven. I don't remember which one it was. Which are basically sentient beings. So she probably struggled to do that, but eventually did because she really liked Sunny, and Sunny was a cool dog, and yeah. So then she was able to join Waterblood, and they lived their days happily ever after. Yeah.
What the dog doing?
Okay, now I am going to talk about Sunny, and sorry if I sound sick, because I am sick. Anyway, to Sunny. She is a very trained and very skilled and kind of self-obsessed water blood warrior. She oftentimes has leaves in her pelt because she was born half blind. She doesn't like anyone else touching her pelt, and so the leaves just kind of stay there. She also uses sunflowers to adorn her pelt, and also uses one to cover her eye, seeing her missing eye as being almost like a way of showing other people that she's weaker, when in truth she isn't. And she hates that she has only one eye. She oftentimes picks up the flowers on, I feel as though, like, when they go to celebrate the holiday, the water blood holiday, they pass through a sunflower patch, and normally she scurries to get the bigger ones, which normally the younger wolves or pups trample over most of the time before she can get to them. But normally she collects a couple and then uses them to adorn her pelt. And they're normally not that alive by the end of the year because they're flowers. So for most of the year, for most of winter actually, she has to have her eye just open and visible, but oftentimes she has a dead or decaying flower covering her eye. When Sunny met Lilac, she first was repulsed by the energetic form of this wolf, but after a while, Lilac grew on her, and she gave her some actual lilac to put in her pelt, which Lilac liked. Eventually, when lilacs stopped showing up at their usual spot, Sunny was very concerned, but more so confused, as Lilac was mostly the one who had forced Sunny to start showing up there. She assumed that either Lilac had gotten bored, been killed, or just stopped caring and moved on with her life. Until Lilac decided to show up in her kingdom and wanted to join.
What the dog doing? What the dog doing? What the dog doing? What the dog doing?
Okay, and thank you for watching my video, especially you, 4Arcane, if you decide to actually do so. I really enjoy your content, and I think your OCs and your world are amazing. Truly, your world building is awesome, and I love the fact that you added gods. Those are always just so fun to me whenever someone makes their own world. Just think it adds a little bit of a pop. I think this is the end of the video. Also, sorry for not keeping my promise and waiting until I got to 100 subs to do a voice reveal, but I really was kind of just getting impatient, so yeah. And thanks for watching the video. Bye now.